Go. Alright. Back up with the last video. I had to stop because somebody had to call me out for dinner. Alright, we're still talking about TMNT Adventures, Volume 2. Where basically Shredder and people at Rock City have their fish submarine, and of course they have to deal with the turtles. It's a weird issue per se. And of course dealing with this guy underwater. Which of course Shredder has to deal with him, then he's dragged to the surface. And that's it for that one. That's only issue 5. Issue 6. Well, issue 6 deals with this comics version of Leatherhead. Yep. Yeah, we also have the 5 Toads. Do they appear in here? Well, not really. Yeah, basically we deal with, well, Leatherhead. Where this guy wearing a leather thing just randomly makes one guy a leatherhead. Yep. Via hypnotism. It's a weird issue per se. It's not like the leatherhead that they had before in the show, which he was a villain. And it's a quick little... And then we also see a space cow. Yes, I think this did pop up on the show once. Yeah, it's one of the things weirdness because it's the 80s. And of course they have the Turtles summon Reno and wrestle a wrestling match, but first the Turtles fighting up against a 4-arm whatever this thing is. A chicken man. And of course they deal with it too. Or some of the version of like space wrestling. Also, they kind of like have their own disguises, and then they come back where part of the city damage, but then they go back to the past where it's raining a storm, and then we lead into the next issue, issue 8, where it's raining, and of course we have to deal with a wild Batman. Well, it's basically a giant bat. Yeah, it's a bat mutant. Yes, we have to deal with this here. Of course, turtles have their old, basically their turtle part of the turtle blimp, their glider they had in the they had that. Let's remember that they did this crazy very early on in season 1 for the show. Yes, and of course goes in the sky, and of course to the space cow. Eventually return to present day, no problem, and that's kind of it per se. And like the last trip, which were stories interesting, these are just plain bizarre, to say the least. Not terrible per se, it's just bizarre. I get this an 8 out of 10. Yep. So yeah, that's particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. So this is short, but this is what I wanted to talk about last video, but I had to stop because dinner. Next up is Case Closed. Okay, next video. Bye.